Back now with a new 12 investigates. Local religious leaders and the NAACP are demanding a city council member apologize for calling one of his colleagues a bully in an email and also accusing her of questionable practices.
The email was sent from Winston Salem City Councilman Kevin Mundy to a member of the Ministers' Conference of Winston-Salem and vicinity, calling into question actions made by Council member Barbara Burke in regard to affordable housing in the Northeast Ward and other interactions with city employees.
WXI 12's Joshua Davis read those emails and tells us more about what exactly they say and what happens now.
And we come today not asking, but demanding an apology from Councilmember Kevin Mundy.
On October 21st, Kevin Mundy, who currently represents Winston-Salem Southwest Ward, sent an email to Tambila Covington of the Ministers' Conference of Winston-Salem and vicinity, saying that he was alerted via email from two local organizations, Housing Justice Now and the Coalition for Accountability and Transparency, that Councilwoman Barbara Burke was allegedly attempting to, quote, circumvent the legal process for land acquisition and make her own decisions without council approval. End quote. In two emails obtained by 12 Investigates, penned by both of those organizations, they point to a recent community meeting held on October 16th at New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. The meeting was about city-owned lots available for $1 in the Cleveland Avenue area. In Coalition for Accountability and Transparency's email, they alleged Burke disclosed to community members that other city council members were purchasing the lots to build on using their own contractors, disrupting a supposed agreement she had with the former city manager Lee Garrity over contractor selection. In the email, they said Burke, quote, urged attendees at the meeting to sign a petition aimed at retaining control of the process within her Northeast Ward office, end quote. Mundy also brought up Burke's requirements for housing being built in the Northeast Ward. He said the amenities she demands, like garages and paved driveways, drive up the prices of homes to where they're not affordable, thereby pushing people who don't, quote, meet her qualifications of middle to upper class out of the Northeast Ward. What she's doing is gentrification with no apologies, he said. She's treated the residents in the city-owned apartments terribly and refuses to even meet with them. How does this help black people or anyone else living near or below average medium income, or worse, the poverty line? But that's not all. Mundy also pointed out Burke's alleged treatment of him and other city employees. Quote, speaking honestly, she is a bully. She has bullied me on various issues, and she bullied former city manager Lee Garrity until he basically let her do what she wanted unchecked. Mundy also claimed Burke used her relationship with the Ministers' Conference and other community leaders to accuse him and other city leaders of being racist and unfair when the city was looking for a new city manager. Reverend Angela Brown with the Ministers' Conference disputed that claim.
The Ministers' Conference of Winston-Salem vicinity retains our autonomy free of any manipulation, financial incentives, or coercion from any individual, any church, council, or special interest groups.
It ended with William Pate being chosen over Assistant City Manager Patrice Toney. However, Mundy stated since then, Burke has targeted Pate. Quote, Barbara's single-minded focus right now is to get rid of Pat Pate. Pat has stood up to her a number of times, held his ground, and enforced city and state policies. This is what we needed him to do. The Burke family does not like being told no. Local leaders at a press conference on October 31st called his statements misogynistic and appalling and demanded he issue an apology.
We want to say to him, please fight for our community in a positive way, and we will not tolerate bullying from any council person. We will not tolerate attacks on our community, and we're asking that you do indeed apologize to all of those who have been offended.
Joshua Davis reporting. We did reach out to Councilwoman Burke for comment, but have yet to hear back. She did file a defamation lawsuit against Mundy last week regarding his statements against her.
WXI 12 did reach out to Councilman Kevin Mundy for comment, who said in a statement, quote, the course of action Councilwoman Burke has chosen is unsettling for me on a personal level, And it also saddens me because this is the type of action that discourages people from blowing the whistle when they see something that's not right. I'm not trying to stop her from developing a plan for her ward, but I am saying that every council member should follow the rules that we have established as a body and stay within the confines of the law.